Yeah, and this is your boy, Extraordinaire the Great, straight out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, doing that album with Crisis the Rhyme Don. It's called Assholes Live Forever, and I am live on the industry's most wanted podcast. Let's go.
They say the good die young, but assholes live forever, 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 but assholes live forever. They say the good die young, but assholes live forever, 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 but assholes live forever. They say the good die young, but assholes live forever, 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 but assholes live forever. They say the good.
Hey, what's going on, man? It is your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live. Where are we at?
Industries.
Tell them.
It's Wanted Podcast.
The big one, not the little one.
Yes, sir.
I got my family in the building. Mr. Extraordinaire himself, all the way from Chat-Town. What's going on, family? How you doing?
What's good? It's been a long time in the making. I'm glad to be here.
A long time in the making. We have been working for years. Digitally.
Yes.
You know, and I feel like that's the beautiful blessing of social media and the internet, is because you can build them business relationships with people without oftentimes ever meeting them in person.
Exactly.
But this was long overdue.
Yes.
100%. Before we dive in, because I got a lot of things to talk to you about, give us a brief introduction of what you want the world initially to know about you before we get started.
I'm Extraordinaire the Great. I'm putting on my sexy voice for y'all.
The After Dark voice.
Yes. And I'm a rapper. I'm a producer. I'm an actor. Almond Joy Butterfinger, rapper, actor, and a singer in my Greg Nice voice, you know. And I hail from Chattanooga. I was born in Nashville. I have roots in Atlanta. So shout out to all my family that lived here. And I'm just excited to be here to share my story with you and just talk about some things.
Chattanooga's known also as Gig City, right?
Yes. It moves fast down there. Let's talk about that internet right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I learned that from one of my other guests. He's from Chat, and he referenced one of his songs is called Gig City or so. And I was like, so what does that mean? Because I never knew. So he broke it down. It's the internet. I was like, okay, that's super dope.
Yeah, it's super dope down there. It moves.
100%. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, because you go to other places and you see the difference.
No, that is facts.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Boy.
So you grew up in Chat, but you were born in Nashville. Spent some summers out here in the A.
Yeah.
Did each of them have an influence on you to who you are musically today?
Definitely, because coming out of Chattanooga, it's a mid-sized city. Even when I came to Atlanta, I felt like Atlanta was small because it was just a neighborhood. You know, we might go down the road to Cumberland Mall or down the road to Greenbrier, but we was always isolated. I didn't know how big Atlanta was. I just knew that it had a dope hip-hop scene.
Yeah.
So I would always come down here, check out the music. I'm from the old days when it was just like V103 Fresh Party, 2 hours every Friday. You know what I'm saying? So I would always tape something and then bring it back to my city and let people check it out. It was just like the energy when I would go to the record stores and listen to music, and people would put me on to different stuff, you know.
Atlanta's always had a vibe about it. Like,
yeah.
I tell y'all this all the time. I used to come out here back in the 90s for Freaknik, because I'm an OG, y'all. But I knew back then that I was going to live here one day, because I fell in love with the culture of the city.
Yeah.
Just the people, like you said, it's much bigger than we thought it was. Because I never realized how big it was until I actually moved here.
Yeah.
Atlanta's vibe. But Chat is a super dope city as well.
Yes.
A lot of I interviewed a ton of artists from Chat, because it's right there.
Yeah.
Definitely. What, in your definition and in your explanation, what is the music scene like right now, for Chat independent artists?
Independent artists, what's great is we have so many artists that have come out, like Usher and Isaiah Rashad. We had like Sam Jackson that come out of the town. So we've got examples for us to set up things. We got stuff like the hip hop summit that they have every year, stuff like that they pull in different panelists for the event. So it's just like it's a big community of dope artists, you know, and I've been working in that area for so long with the different artists. It's just great to see them grow and do their different things. Like you say, come down here and work, go to other places and just expand. You know what I'm saying? It's all good for the whole area. You know what I mean?
I agree. Do you feel like Chat is right on target with where they should be, or do you feel like it could be a little bit more shine on the city?
Oh, it's always room to grow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's always room to grow. But the great thing is we've got dope artists just like blowing up. You know what I mean? Shout out to all them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they doing big things. And it's great when they do that, and then I get emails or texts from people from different cities, like, dude, you know them?
Yeah.
It's like, man, so shout out to all them, King Clan, all them, you know what I'm saying? It's all love, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's a beautiful thing because, yes, it's always room to grow, but then you see that people are really putting in the work to do what they need to do.
And I feel like, too, from my experience, I can't say for sure because I don't live there, but it seems to be quite a bit of unity between the artists.
Yeah, it is.
Because I've had one artist who has sent me multiple other artists, and I was like, to me, that says a lot that the artists are able to unify and work together.
Exactly.
Do you agree with that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because I've sent a couple of people to you myself.
You sure have.
And it's just like, I think that's the thing, because you got a great example in Atlanta of how the seeds that what they did to blow this place up is something that should be studied and learned and put in museums. Like, but seriously, it's like the blueprint is there. You know what I'm saying? The unity is what's going to really propel somebody, you know what I mean? So it's a great thing that, you have that example here, and then we can build off of that, you know what I mean?
Agreed, because like you said, the blueprint is there, and I feel like the old saying is, rather than trying to reinvent the wheel, just take what you have, the resources, and utilize it, because if it's working, why you can make it your own, but you ain't got to change it.
Exactly.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's pop your ish for a second. Your first televised performance was during a Lou Rawls telethon?
Yes. So,
how did that experience?
We were. I was part of a group in high school, and we were manning the phones.
Okay.
And one of the TV broadcasters just said, "Can anybody rap?" And they was like, "Go ahead, go ahead." And I did, and I messed up. You know what I'm saying? But I knew. Happenstance, I knew the one of the other newscasters, and they put me on later, and I had something ready, and that was kind of like one of the big things where I was like, oh, I can really do this. You know what I mean? Because you got to put yourself out there. Like the first time I was like, I wasn't ready, but now what is it? You stay ready, be ready, whatever that saying is. You know what I'm saying?
If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Exactly.
But I understood. You were completely caught off guard with that. You weren't expecting to go in there and rap that night.
And then say something about Lou Rawls and UNCF, and it's you gotta that's a freestyle for your ass. Can you cuss on this?
Yes, you can.
Okay, that's a freestyle for your ass. So yeah.
Was that a confidence booster for you as well?
Yes, definitely, because I had my grandfather, he picked me up after that, and he was like, oh man, you can do anything you want, so to get that kind of praise and somebody to say, hey, you got something, that was one of my first big steps towards, I can do this,
Especially a grandfather saying that, because I know that a lot of young men and their granddads have such a dynamic, beautiful relationship. He's probably one of your heroes, right?
Yeah, definitely. He was like, when we moved from Nashville to Chattanooga, he took us in for a little bit. And, he was, when I first got my real piece of real equipment, he was the one that invested in me. So stuff like that, man. Yeah, he was my hero. He was my best friend. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not supposed to crown the industry's most wanted podcast. That ain't right. But seriously, he was just that guy that really, gave me the confidence and just really, and he was a minister. So, he instilled all those different things in me. So he's somebody that I always looked up to. So rest in peace to my grandfather.
If you cry, I'm going to cry with you.
Exactly.
Because I'm an empath. I be feeling people's emotions. And I know how difficult that is, losing someone that that bond is like, it's unexplainable.
Yeah.
And you grow up, like you said, that's like your hero. You look up to him, and he believed in you. And, I believe, though, in the afterlife, we'll all be together again. 100% believer in that. Definitely. So you've had some hot singles. Let's talk about that first and foremost. More recently, Grown Folk Party, Stomp the Yard, IDFWY, to name a few.
Yes.
What story or vibes are you looking to deliver through these songs when you're writing them?
Well, a lot of those songs, I produce as well. So I just want to put my voice on the best palette. You know what I mean? So with songs like I Don't Fuck With You, can I say that?
Yeah.
Can I?
I mean, your album's assholes.
Wait.
I mean,
so we finna cuss now. All right, but no, I Don't Fuck With You was a song that I would collaborate with the young lady, and you know, when she brought that energy, I was like, oh, so this is where we going with it. And then I presented it to my partner, Crisis Rhyme-Down, shout out to him. You know, I was like, okay, let's make this a song. You know what I mean? And then something like Stomp the Yard, that came from watching movies.
Okay.
You know, I seen something in a movie, I heard something in a movie, and I was like, man, I like that vibe. And you know, it was a movie, and so we made a movie for it. You know what I mean? So it's just those kind of things. You know, like, I know it's a business, but I'm a creative. I'm an artist, so I want to put my music and my imagination and my ideas out there in the best possible way for everybody.
Absolutely. So yeah, Stomp the Yard turned into a short film.
Yes, yes.
What made you, or what inspired you to go cinematic with that release?
As we were making the song, we just knew that we were talking about something that was time. You know, it was timely. Because we were right in the cusp of what we are in now with this current political administration.
Yes.
So we were like, okay, we need to act on this, and we need to make a statement with what we're going to do. So we went really deep, and when I came up with the idea and presented it, I didn't know just how intense it would be.
Yeah.
But it's a great learning experience, and now I want to do more of that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I feel like with every new release, you can just build off of it and, you know, maybe spin off of that to come up with ideas for the next one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you studied music production at Middle Tennessee State University.
Shout out to MTSU. Yeah.
How has that formal education helped you maneuver through this music industry? And it's a very unpredictable industry.
Yes.
You know, that formal education, how does it help you maneuver out here?
It's crazy because now the business stuff, it stands for the most part.
Yeah.
You know, I was learning before streaming and all that stuff, so that changed it up a little bit. But the big thing is that, you know, a lot of the technology, we were in big studios.
Yeah.
Now you can do it in your bedroom.
That is facts. And still get quality.
You know. So it's a lot of stuff, a lot of information that I learned that I don't have to necessarily use anymore. You know what I mean? It does come in handy to have that knowledge, you know. But what was great was I also learned how to work on movies and do different things. But then the business side, and when you're young, you're just like, man, I'm just ready to get my music out and all that. But that business stuff, that's the stuff that I wish I would have paid attention a little bit more. You know what I mean? But now I'm learning. You know, I mean, I've learned, you know, but yeah, that's the big part. That's the big part.
Absolutely, because I feel like the business side, for the most part, remains the same, but the technology side evolves. Mm-hmm. So some of the stuff that you may have learned could be slightly outdated now.
Exactly.
Because, you know, of course, we got AI out here and
new
this and new that. Exactly. New cameras are always coming out. So, yeah, it's important to really understand on the business side.
Exactly. that part's going to always keep evolving, you know, but that business, copyright, BMI, all that stuff is always going to stick and stand.
Absolutely, because, you know, any artist that's out there, what he just said is, before you start releasing a bunch of music, get your business together. Mm-hmm. You don't want to have to backtrack.
Exactly. And you have to learn that the hard way. I had to learn that the hard way with some of my first releases. You know, it's like, oh, okay, we should have done this. We should have done that, you know. So, yeah, you know, listen to her. Listen to me.
And what I love about what you do is you produce most, or if not all, your music. You don't never have to worry about someone else having that beat.
Exactly. That's a big thing for me. That's a big thing for me. Like, because artists be like, well, you know, like, let's build something together.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Let's build our own sound together. You know what I'm saying? So if I have to be the example to show other artists, you know, because I'm setting myself up to, you know, if I'm not going to be an artist, I got production. If I'm not going to be in the production side, I'm going to be in the back seat helping other artists. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing, you know, like, you don't want to do everything. That's why I'm glad I get to work with you.
Yes.
You know, different things. But, you know, at the same time, you want to understanding. You want to be able to put yourself in that position to where you know what's going on and how to maneuver doing those different things. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, because oftentimes we can't rely on other people because there's a lot of scammers out here, a lot of shiesty people.
Exactly.
And that's how artists can prevent themselves from getting scammed or taken
Exactly.
advantage of by learning the business and
Yes.
doing a lot of it yourself.
Exactly.
Until you find that right person to put in place that you can trust.
Exactly.
Which sometimes they never do. They never find the right person.
Yeah, exactly.
So how do you balance your two personas? We got Walter Lee, the artistic visionary, and Extraordinaire, the competitive force in music.
So I like to look at it like Walter Lee is the guy that came up on hip hop, and the art of it, and the just loves it and takes it in. And then Extraordinaire is like, how you got like people like, shout out to Slick Rick, and this extravagant and just live all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I just balance it because I'm all in one. You know, it's all me, but when I look at it like that, that's the best way I describe it, because I want to really be artistic, but I also want to make some stuff that people are going to want to hear. You know what I'm saying? And take in. So
I agree. I feel like there has to be a balance.
Yes, it's got to be a balance.
So important, because when I'm in TampaMystic mode, I'm this person.
Yeah.
When I get into Misty Malik mode, and I don't mind telling y'all my government, I'm this person.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we got to learn how to turn some things on and off.
Exactly.
Adapting to the environment we're in. Not being fake or phony, it's just an adaptation to whatever environment you're in.
Because it's all me. It's all you. But you know what I'm saying? Around these people, I'm this. Y'all got to shut up now. I'm finna chill out, watch a couple of...
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So you were set to work with Lil Wayne, but life threw you a tragic curveball with the loss of Brick.
Yeah, so they had already had the song. And it was crazy because I was working with him. I'd been working with him, produce his solo album before that. And he was killed. He came back to the city, and the haters, did what they do, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And rest in peace, my brother Brick. But he was like really trying to. I was kind of in a in between place.
Yeah.
Where I was like, man, how do I keep going? And they were right there on the cusp, and his passing is the reason why I still go hard, because I saw what he was doing, and I was like, okay, from here on out, I don't care if I'm 150, I'm going hard every time. You know what I mean? Because it's people that really died for this shit. You know what I mean? So
yes,
you gotta, like, it's crazy. We had a partner named Fat Cat too. Both of them were like really pushing me, like, come on, let's get it. And he had came back into town, and it was crazy. I missed that call. I hate that shit. I missed that call.
Yeah.
He called me on a Thursday. I think he passed away and was killed on a Saturday.
So difficult when stuff like that happens.
Yeah.
But you can't beat yourself up.
You can't. I did for a couple of months.
Of course, we all would, but
I took that energy for a couple of years and worked with my partner, Circa 94 Beats, and we just did hip hop for a while.
Yes.
I kind of stepped away, but then about a couple of years after that, after I got that off, I was like, okay, I'm ready to make some shit for the world. You know what I'm saying? So Extraordinaire was born again.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
So speaking of Circa 94 Beats, that seems to be like a personal part of your foundation because it happened during a vulnerable time. What makes that production collective different than others that you've put out there?
Shout out to my boy McGee, my boy Jeremy. Shout out to my boy DJ Pocket. That was just like the love of hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was going through some things, and my partner down here, DJ Pocket, was doing some things with like Count Bass D. Shout out to him. He a legend. They took me in, you know what I mean? And so for a couple of years, that was all I was doing, was just the hip hop, the hard, you know what I'm saying? That Circa 94 feel, that Illmatic type shit, you know what I mean? So we did a couple of great projects out of that, and we still doing some stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, man, I shout out to everybody that took me in during that time, because I was, trying to find myself, and we had a good output, because it wasn't about me, it was about having these dope beats and then getting dope artists from Chicago, here, Virginia. You know what I'm saying? Just putting them on there and making a dope compilation with some dope beats. You know what I'm saying? So what a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. Yeah. Super dope era.
Yes.
And I love that too, that from different areas, because it expands your sound.
Exactly.
You might experiment with your voice or your sound a little bit if you got a West Coast beat versus a Midwest beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I feel like that's important. You don't want to sound the same through all your music.
Exactly.
And that's something I can say about you. Like, everything is a little different.
Yes.
You know, we know who it is, but it's a little bit different.
Yes. I try to, the Walter Lee side is like the hip hop, like, I can't just sound the same every time, you know what I'm saying? So it's a challenge for me too.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So that's just, man, that gets me going. I don't need coffee. I just need some beats and some rhymes, you know what I'm saying? So that gets me going for sure.
That's your caffeine.
Yes, exactly.
So Black Folk Inc., it's seen a lot of major success, even reaching all the way to Japan.
Yeah.
Looking back, what are you most proud of from that era?
Because we dropped that like early 2000s. So we were like in you remember Murder Dog magazine? Mm-hmm. We were in that magazine.
Okay.
And so to be listed next to David Banner and Jay-Z, top album of the year on a couple of lists, coming out of where we coming from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To be acknowledged like that was dope. Shout out to my partner, B-Lo motherfucking Brown. If I don't shout him out, he gonna be mad.
Shout him out one more time.
B-Lo motherfucking Brown, this is for you. Because you gonna text me and tell me I'm ready to get in the studio. And I'm in the studio right now talking about your black ass. Is this the camera? Make sure this one. B-Lo motherfucking Brown. B-Lo motherfucking Brown. I said your name.
At least 4 times.
At least 4 times. No, shout out to him, man, because he was one of the guys that put me on. Like I was his hype man, and I started producing. Then we were equals in the studio and rapping, and then so I always got his back. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him, man. When we did Black Folk Inc., and we still got some projects in waiting in the ring. Once he gets his solo thing going, it's gonna be beautiful.
Say his name one more time.
Motherfucking Brown.
She over there like, oh my goodness.
Shout out to Jerry over
there too. So you're starting an artist consultation firm called Talent Trove Unlimited.
Yes.
What gap is it that you're looking to fill with upcoming talent through this business?
So shout out to my girl RL. Shout out to her. You got to make sure you shout out your people.
For sure.
Because I'm going to leave here and I'm going to forget somebody's name and then I'm going to have to come back in here and reshoot this shit. So RL, me and her, she was my manager, our manager for Black Folk Inc. And we decided, let's take some of this knowledge that we've picked up and just share it, and we're not going to limit it just to rap and R&B. We're going to also open it up for talent that acts or, anything. Literally.
Okay.
Yeah. So we just, and we're in the opening stages right now, just building our foundation. But what I'm excited about that is it's just all this knowledge that I've picked up over the years, messing with people like you and other people, it's just, I try to absorb that stuff and now I can pass it on to the next people. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see people grow.
Absolutely, because you have built a lot of great relationships with people. So now you have a big network. Mm-hmm. So when you build this company, if you're maybe doing some artist development or something and you're putting a campaign together, okay, well, I can go to TampaMystic for this. I can go to this person for this. Because you did it for yourself, and you know
that's it.
Who's doing what they say they're gonna do.
Exactly.
Because there's a lot of the opposite going on.
Exactly.
I know you've experienced that.
Exactly. Yeah. You learn the hard way, and that's the thing. If I can do it and prevent you from learning, because people gonna be hard headed any fucking way.
Correct.
But I want you to see me doing this shit. You see me doing it, and now I'm gonna tell you, don't do this, do this, don't do that, do that. That's where I come in. Now I'm looking at your hard-headed ass, and you gonna keep doing that dumb shit. And you ain't gonna holler at me. That's that bullshit. Fuck with your boy. All right.
No, that is facts.
But, that's facts, though. You know what I mean? People gonna do what they gonna do, but come on.
That's a you problem. If you go against, if you ask me for something, advice, and I give it to you, and I give you good advice, and you go against it, and then you're like, oh, she was right. That's a you problem.
That's a you problem. That's like a couple of months ago, there was this artist, they turned in a song to somebody and it wasn't mastered. You know about this because it was you that told me about it. Okay.
Wasn't even mixed.
Exactly. It wasn't mixed. Like, yo, you need somebody in your corner to let you know that's some bullshit. You need somebody to tell you bullshitting. And you thought you was right. You thought you was right. You came there with your shit all fucked up.
I got called a bitch behind that one.
That wasn't cool at all. Whoever you are, you was on some bullshit.
It was a female artist at that too.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, because I'm very particular. If someone sends me some music and it's not properly mixed, it can maybe slide without a master because if it's internet radio, but it's got to have a solid mix on it.
Exactly.
I'm not playing that on my radio station because it makes me look bad. It makes it look like I'm just out here grabbing money just because. And all I simply said to her was, who mixed this for you? I didn't say this shit ain't mixed. This shit is trash.
I'll say it. It's garbage. I didn't hear it.
Well, I'm going to say it now because she called me the B word.
Exactly.
But yeah, she called me a bitch because she's like, it sounds good. I'm like, to you.
Exactly.
So I played it for a couple people and they literally were like crying. They were laughing because it was that terrible.
Yeah, you got to have somebody in your corner to keep it 100 with you. You know what I'm saying? That was the great thing about doing this project with Crisis because I could sit up there and we have a board, where you can say, that's some bullshit. Or, you need somebody like that in your corner.
If you can't take constructive criticism or you get triggered by the small things, you need to work on yourself.
Exactly.
Because I've dealt with that here as of recently. It's like some people you can't even talk to them without them getting offended and wanting to blow up at you.
Yeah.
But to me, that's God coming to intervene and saying them people don't need to be around you anyway.
Exactly.
Please remove them folks.
Exactly.
Get them gone.
Exactly.
So as someone like yourself you wear many, many hats, performer, producer, entrepreneur, writer, the list goes on. Any advice that you would offer to artists that are looking to build longevity in this music business?
Definitely find you a mentor, somebody that can really, that's been through it and knows what's going on. Shout out to my boy, DJ Wally Sparks. Shout out to Homer D. Shout out to all my people that, have been doing stuff and they throw game at me, be like, hey, do this, do that, do that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all those people that really helped me. And I say that, like we were just joking about that, but yeah, find you somebody that's in your corner that wants to see you win. I've got somebody here that helping me do my thing. You know what I'm saying? You can't do it by yourself. Get you a little team together of people that you can rely on, and we've been saying it throughout this whole thing, because it's a lot of shiesty people in this game. You know what I mean? So find you some people like that and roll with them.
And I feel like you got to have a diverse team. You got to have men and women, because let's keep it G. There are a lot of things women are going to be able to get done simply because they're a woman.
Exactly.
Like I'm pretty sure she could get your record played in the club before you could because she's an attractive female.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Just being honest. You walk to the booth, they going to be like, broom you out of there. She walks out there to be like, what's going on?
Exactly. What up, shawty?
What's up, shawty? Yeah, come stand up here.
Exactly.
So you have to have a diverse, but on the opposite side of that, there may be situations where a man wants to deal with another man on business. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So having that diverse, a good team. How do you decide when somebody is a good fit for your team? Like, do you have to do a trial and error situation with them? Like, what does that look like for you? When
I was younger, it was a big trial and error thing. And it was also one of those things where you just excited that somebody is excited about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like oh man, they fuck with me. But that don't always, it's got to be a fit.
Yes.
It's really got to be a fit, because you can waste a whole lot of time with some, because after I left MTSU, I was like, man, I'm going to work with everybody.
Yeah.
Somebody got to pop off. Not one of them motherfuckers popped off. None of them. And that, no disrespect to none of them, because there's a lot of talent, but you also have to have the drive. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to, get up and get to these interviews and do all the things that you need to do. So you really, really have to just have that focus. You know what I mean? You got to have that razor sharp focus when you're doing this stuff.
Listen, I couldn't agree more because there's a lot of distractions out here.
Yes.
A lot that'll throw you off your pivot. And I also feel like having chemistry with somebody can outweigh the knowledge they may have because people are teachable. So, for example, if you bring someone onto your team and they may not know everything about the industry, you can teach it to them, but you can't teach good manners.
Exactly.
You can't teach good energy.
Exactly. Because you'll assume that people had this stuff. And then they go up into the darn dissing the artist, you know what I'm saying? I remember we opened for an artist and we brought, I'm not going to say his name because he actually, he dissed us.
Yeah.
He's a legend. He dissed us. And so I ain't going to say the song.
Tell me off camera.
I'll tell you off camera. This was a long time ago. Anyway, we brought our homeboy up there to, you know, because he was dope. This motherfucker dissed the artist to his face, said he was whack. You know what I'm saying? So of course he gonna diss us. That was our way in. But you would assume that people would know, hey, this motherfucker, he a legend.
Right.
He was a legend back then.
Yes.
So, fuck your feelings.
Nah, facts.
You got to handle business, you know what I'm saying? So you assume that people know shit and they don't.
No, you are absolutely right, and sometimes you just got to take the personal out of a situation.
Exactly.
But also it comes down to knowing how to approach people.
Exactly.
Because mind your manners, like treat people how you want to be treated. And I understand sometimes we get pushed to the edge by some people, but learn to be the bigger person. And if it means walking away, then just walk away.
Walk away, yeah. Shout out to Carl Dorsey too, man.
Listen, say them as you remember them.
I gotta shout out everybody. Gotta shout them out.
Hi, Janae. So right now, are you in album mode?
I'm in album mode. We just dropped the album Assholes Live Forever. Me and my boy Crisis the Rhyme Don.
Yeah, so let's talk first and foremost. Let's talk about this name. Because some people may say assholes live forever and they're going to have their own assumption of what it means. What does it mean to you?
I'll tell you, it's like this. In this game, you gotta kind of be an asshole. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you do.
But I say this. You can win that way too. If you are adamant about what you want, you can really make some things pop. You know what I'm saying? So we took it and we flipped it because both of us, in a sense, are assholes.
Yeah.
Me and Crisis, because we know what we want to do. We're focused on what we want to do, and we're not gonna just bullshit.
Yeah.
We've been in the game too fucking long to just bullshit and just half-ass some shit.
Yeah.
So we know what we want. So when this title came to be, it was like, this is perfect. It fits us. Now let's get in this mode and make some killer shit. You know what I'm saying? Because assholes live forever. Nice guys coming last.
They do say that. Nice guys finish last.
Exactly. So,
what's up, Jay Fresh? Joy's in the building, family. But you are absolutely right, because I feel like, and some people are going to get offended by that.
Yeah, and that's okay.
That's okay,
because if I was just doing it as a fucking marketing scheme just to be saying some shit, but I'm gonna stand on it. You know what I mean? It's the truth. Nice guys coming last. Especially in the fucked up game that we're in. You know what I mean? No offense, but it's a fucked up game. I love it, but it's a fucked up game.
And I think that applies to just life, period.
You're right, though.
Because when we're too nice to people, they will run all over you. We have to set boundaries for ourselves, and some people may consider that us being an a-hole.
Yeah.
But if that's what it is.
Exactly.
Because we can't allow people to keep running over us.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So listen, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
So with this particular project, was the process different compared to like your earlier solo work, like Bread and Butter?
So the thing about this was, I live in Chattanooga, he's in Nashville. So we started this during the pandemic.
Okay.
So nobody was looking for it, so we could take our time and build our chemistry. That was a big thing, because we had did some things back in the past, and we were always cool, but we took the time to vibe off each other and really build up our catalog, because we did songs that didn't make the album. We started out to just wanting to do an EP.
Got you.
We got to about we got maybe 5-8 songs or so, and we thought we were done. We did Stomp the Yard, that was gonna be it. And in the 3 months, after that song, we did like 5 more. You know what I'm saying? So that was just how, you know, it took us 3-4 years to do 8 songs, and then, you know, 3 months to do 5 songs. You know, so it just, you know, once you build that chemistry and that bond, you know, it's easier to, you know, it's not generic. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we emailed the verses back and forth. We got in the studio, took our time to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because we could have just done that. You know what I'm saying? But we took the time to be in the same place, record, vibe, write, and do what we needed to do.
I feel like that is so important, and I know it's not always feasible, but there have been songs that people will send me, and I can tell that they were in 2 different places, 2 different engineers, 2 different mics, because you listen to this verse and then you get to this other verse, and the sound quality is totally different. And if it's like you're paying someone for that feature, oftentimes I feel like that paid verse isn't even listening to yours. They're just kind of doing it, and it don't mesh together. So I feel like being in the studio together on many different aspects is super important. If you can't understand, but when you can, please do that. It makes a dynamic.
It makes a big difference. I even shout out. I'm not name dropping, but I did a song with Killer Mike years ago.
Oh, that's hard.
But when he wrote, even though we weren't in the studio together, he wrote based off of my verse. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big thing. You know, making sure it's not. We want the song to a through line. You know what I mean? Like,
correct.
We don't want it to be like, oh, he talking about girls in the club and he talking about liberation. You see what I'm saying? It's got to be a through line. You know what I'm saying?
That was my exact point, because I've heard songs like that. So to me, it lets me know that this paid verse didn't even listen to yours, which to me is slightly disrespectful. They're just for a money grab.
Exactly.
You know, so there's ones out there like a Killer Mike who's super professional. That handles the business the way it's supposed to be, and that's why Killer Mike all these years later is still getting Grammys and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to him, a legend.
So you have been referenced as the Tennessee bad boy.
Yes.
But you also speak with a lot of purpose. How do you want people to remember you through your legacy?
You know, I was a stand-up guy. I had a couple of jokes here and there, but you know, I just want to exemplify talent. You know, so yeah, I can ghostwrite for you. I can write. I can do beats. You know what I'm saying? You know, shout out to Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino.
He's so hard.
This motherfucker can do stand-up. He can act. Then he'll bust a rap and sing. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't think I got a plethora of talent like that, but you know what I'm saying? That's something to aspire to. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to people like that. Those are people that, you know, I want people to have me in that multi-hyphen, you know, place. You know what I'm saying? So if I got to come down here and do some acting, you know what I'm saying? I'll let your boy.
He said a plethora.
A plethora. I don't even know if that's a real word.
It is
plethora.
a word.
Okay.
Let me hear you. Let me hear you spell it.
Plethora is P-L-E-T. Man. Plethora. Yeah. Because just a side note. When I was young, they put me in the spelling bee. In 8th grade, they thought I was smart. And I was playing it off. I don't know what the hell. What the hell? Why y'all put me? I messed up on a word like lodge. I forgot the D. It's shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm dead.
Yeah, so yeah, you don't put me on no spelling bee.
But you strive with your wordplay in the records, though.
Exactly. You ain't got to know how to spell them to use them motherfuckers.
Especially nowadays, that's what we got Google for.
Exactly.
We got smartphones for. You know, like slick. Truth be told, a lot of the stuff we learned in school, I don't know that we'll ever use it in life.
No, I'm old enough to remember cursive writing.
Listen, me too.
Yeah.
Listen,
they don't use that.
They don't teach it at all anymore. It's like, for what?
Yeah. It's like, why? Just, you know. Yeah.
So beyond doing this right now, what else do you have, coming down the pipeline that we need to be on the lookout for?
So this was the foundation for me to, we doing this, Crisis got a project coming out. I'm helping my partner Bilo Brown put out his stuff. I'm going to drop some stuff, because during the pandemic, I took a little break. I wish I kind of now, in retrospect, I wish I would have kept moving.
Yeah.
But I wanted to get this project right. and then, you know, just start building up my catalog. You know what I'm saying? So I can just hit y'all motherfuckers in the head, like every month.
Upside the head.
What? Take that.
But like neck hurting.
Ow. Yeah, so I just want to keep it coming, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna come fast and furious like my name was Vin Diesel in this motherfucker.
You could slick do a little stand-up. Come on now.
Yeah. You know, I got most wittiest. Shout out to Tina High. What up?
Who do you want to give thanks to that's been loving you and supporting you through your journey?
Shout out to my homegirl, Jerry. No, but here's a funny thing, though. I'm so old, they would tell you, when you go to the radio, don't tell them you got a girlfriend or nothing like that, because then the girls won't come to your show. Now they want your girl in there and reality shows and all that shit. Anyway, but seriously, shout out to Jerry. All that to say that. Shout out to everybody, man. Man. Shout out to my barber, Mike Muhammad. Got me fresh today.
Yeah, you do look fresh.
Got me real fresh. But seriously, shout out to my whole city. Shout out to Nashville, all my family in Nashville. Shout out to all my family in the ATL area, metropolitan area, because some of y'all don't live in the city. Y'all live in the outskirts, Douglasville and all that good shit. Shout out to my family. Shout out to my cousins. Everybody that believed in me. You know what I mean? That, he's doing something, you know what I'm saying? And shouted me out and shared my music. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody, you know what I'm saying, that really has been behind me and supported me. It makes a big difference.
Absolutely. And shout out to you too. Shout out to yourself, because you deserve your flowers. I'm gonna be honest, you and I have been working together for years.
Yes.
I don't even know how long it's been. It's been some years on years that we've been working together, and you're always on point. You're always professional. I've never had a situation where I felt like, dang, what, you know, like you never came at me like unprofessionally, like being mean or rude or anything like that. And I appreciate that, because I deal with a lot of a-holes out in this world. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I want to make sure you get your flowers on camera, that I appreciate you for always just being A1 and just being who you are.
Thank you, I appreciate it. But now that I've dropped the album Assholes Live Forever, I have to live up to it. I'm not going to do it like that. I appreciate it, though. Seriously, yeah.
100%.
But, you know, and that's the thing, because I've been in this...
Hold off on that for a second, Joy.
I've been in this thing so long that it's like, I know... I've been in your seat.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Producing for artists, and that's my beat. No, this, you know. So I know. I've been there, so I know what you go through, and vice versa. So that makes that relationship
100%.
You know, yeah.
Facts. One last question. Where we at?
Industries.
The big one, not the little one.
Wanted.
What makes you extraordinaire, Mr. Walter Lee, the industry's most wanted?
Yo, because I'm a multifaceted motherfucker. I do it all. I remember long ago, I came to Atlanta, and my grandmama took me to do this commercial. I'm rambling. And I went to Channel 5. It was CBS back then. It wasn't Channel 46 or whatever. And I was trying to act, and I didn't get the part. You know what I'm saying? And it was stuff like that that built who I am today. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to figure out how to do it. So, TV5, I know y'all a different place now. Holla at your boy. The line was easy. It was like, I'm too young to vote. What's your excuse? I'm old now, but I can do that line.
Spin the block on them.
Spin the block on them. Spin the block. I don't even know if I'm answering the question, but that came to mind when you mentioned that.
No, it does, because it shows the growth and the elevation.
Yeah. So seriously, I've been, you know, like I said, I've been, you know, everywhere. Sharing my talent here, you know what I'm saying? Chattanooga, Nashville. So it's just like, you know, it's all a culmination of what you see now. All those things built who I am now. So you think I'm crazy now, wait till I come to your city.
Straight like that.
Straight like that.
Thank you for being here today. We about to jump into this performance.
Yes.
Give me some love, man. Boom. We out of here, y'all.
If you fuck with me, then I'ma bust your ass. Your whole life is a shit show. Knew that from the get-go. I mastered the art of not giving a fuck. That's why they call me an ass.